Digicel SVG Limited today embarked on a project to revive and stabilize the Our Lady of Guadalupe home located at Cane End in Maraqua. This home is the lone non-profit institution on mainland St. Vincent that focuses primarily on transforming the lives of suffering and abused young girls by providing them with safe housing and a nurturing environment. The upgrades at the home were undertaken at an approximate cost of $85,000 EC, according to the Digicel SVG manager, John Gidhari.
We visited the home, we did quite a few things. We met the board on countless occasions, but more importantly, we wanted to address a few things. We want to address safety, we wanted to address food safety as well, the safety of the girls, the dormitory. We looked at the plumbing issues that we had. We looked at a number of areas around electrical, and we looked at the general surroundings of the home and generally the experience the girls had when they actually come to the home or when they leave here. We listened to the house mothers, I think there are quite a few of them, and we worked very closely with them. But I have to say, we couldn't have done this without Franco Construction, who came to the fore and did it from end to end with our guidance. So I have to say, on Digicel's part, the way we look at things, we tend to give back, and not in a small way, but a big way, in the communities in which we serve. So it's one of the things that we live by, our chairman, his ideals, and what we believe in as a society, or for that matter, as a company. And we tend to actually do this very often throughout our existence, not just here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but throughout where we operate. We have looked at a number of areas in the home, and the chairman is now going to receive one of our presentations showing what happened before and what happened after, taking him through a journey. But we had several partners in this process. We had also, I mentioned Franco Construction, but we had the government who actually helped us out with some waivers as well. So we did a lot of work, and we're now bringing it back to reality. One of the main areas that we actually looked at was sustainability of the home. That was an area where we were very concerned. So we challenged the board of the home to make sure that we delivered not just a facility that's enhanced or refurbished, but rather we looked at how they're going to afford to take care of the girls moving forward. There's a bit of a gap, but we've come a long way, and we've closed the gap by 75%. So we have another 25% to go. On this project, we looked at Digicel has actually paid all utilities up to date as of yesterday. All utilities are up to date, whatever the backlog was. As I mentioned before, we've narrowed the gap of the cost of the home on a monthly basis, and we will share that with the board. But we did a lot of work, the local team. While somebody was working on coordinating the project, somebody's working on the sustainability part. So we did a lot of work along those lines, and we have a target, as we do in Digicel. We have a lot of targets, but we've given ourselves a target for the next 6 months. We expect to have this home fully sustainable.
An overview also came from the project manager of Digicel SVG, Crystal Francis.
Work commenced on the home on the 20th of June, and one of the first areas that required immediate attention was the refurbishment of the dormitory. Our aim here was to ensure that all residents were comfortable in their own personal space. We have ensured that every individual was given their own bed, new mattresses, new linens, and as well as their own private closet space. We have also replaced and repaired the restroom facilities assigned to the dorms, and these works have included the identification and repair of plumbing issues throughout the building. Our electrical scope included the repair and replacement of items such as lights, outlets, and general testing was carried out throughout the building to ensure the wiring was sound. The topic of safety was highlighted as a major concern. There were broken windows and doors, which were all fully replaced. We have installed burglar bars on all windows in the dorms, and barbed wire fencing was placed on the perimeter walls to increase the security of the facility. Significant work was also carried out in the kitchen to improve the infrastructure, and our concerns for food storage and safety were remedied by the purchase of a new deep freeze unit for bulk storage of food items. Aesthetically, the building also received a full facelift as the grounds were cleaned, roof drains and gutters were repaired, and the entire home was painted both internally and externally. We have also outfitted the office with a new AC unit, filing cabinets, and office furniture to ensure that the administrators of the home have full facilities to carry out their essential duties. Additionally, we have boosted the entertainment available for the residents by supplying a brand new 50-inch screen television.
Asbert Richards of New Montrose was yesterday found guilty of making threats and using indecent language to the Supervisor of Elections, Mrs. Sylvia Finley Scrub, when he appeared in court before Acting Magistrate Bertie Pompey. Richards was fined $650 for the indecent language used and $450 for the threat he made. Both fines were to be paid forthwith. The court heard that on June 2nd, Mrs. Finley Scrub was at her office when a young woman from the constituency of Marikwa came to seek a transfer to the constituency of West Kingstown, but was told that such action must be done at the Marikwa constituency. Richards is then reported to have told the Supervisor of Elections that she was bad-minded, and he was escorted from the office but returned and stated that he would hit Miss Finley Scrub in the head. Reports were made to the Central Police Station, and Richards was eventually charged with 2 offences of which he was found guilty. The Vincentian Association of Financial Advisors will be officially launched on Friday the 5th of August 2016 at the Clico building in Kingstown at 9:30 a.m. The Vincentian Association of Financial Advisors was formerly known as the Life Underwriters Association of SVG. Delegates of credit unions and general cooperatives have elected a new board to direct the operations of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cooperative League. The new board was elected at the organization's recently concluded 36th annual general meeting. The officers constituting the new board are Dwight Lewis as president, Harold Lewis, vice president, Colin May, treasurer, Susan Clark, secretary, and Colin John, Gwendolyn Bergin, and Gerald Jackson as directors. A main priority of the new board of directors would be to finalize preparations for the Cooperative League to host the 14th OECS Credit Union Summit, scheduled to take place from September 14th to 18th, 2016 at the Buckermont Bay Resort. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has contracted the Caribbean Policy Development Center to finalize the Youth in Agriculture policy. The policy is intended to contribute to the country's overall social and economic development strategy of reducing levels of poverty through increased production, investment, exports, and employment in the agricultural sector. As part of this process, the Caribbean Policy Development Center will hold a validation workshop tomorrow from 9 a.m. at the Peace Memorial Hall for key stakeholders to present the draft in youth agriculture policy, the accompanying action plan, and the research findings and recommendations. The consultancy is specifically seeking to strategically promote and facilitate the participation of youth in the agricultural sector as a strategy for the sustainable expansion and growth of the sector. Dr. Goodluck, a medical doctor in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, has reportedly given a political speech to clients at a public health facility. Dr. Goodluck, who works in the public service as a district doctor at the Stubbs Polyclinic, in a recording released on radio yesterday, was heard decrying the government while trying to give medical advice to patients.
The problem is, it's always expensive to eat healthy. You understand? And thanks to your wicked government who you're dying for, everything gone up. But you don't mind, do you? Because you're supporting Ralph. Right? I don't understand all the young people. You all will be suffering under these people, and all of us still die for them. I don't understand how you are thinking. The next thing you need to eat is a lot of yogurt. The probiotic yogurt was by Super J Massey for $2.70. Since your warship government raised the VAT, they gone up now to $2.95 or $3. I'm sure you wouldn't mind paying more either, right? That is just how it is. To eat healthy, it's expensive, and Ralph Gonsalves make it even more expensive. So you know, poor people can't eat healthy as they used to. So that is just how it is. The unhealthy meat like chicken back, he ain't put VAT on that. So poor people will have to eat more chicken back, and they will die faster. I'm sure you wouldn't mind either, right? Anyway, that is just how it is. Of course it's politics. Every time you breathe is politics. It has to be.
The National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, is among several government departments here that will benefit from a grant aid valued at US $1,906,812.68 from the government of Japan to go towards disaster management. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the government of Japan signed an agreement this morning for the Japanese grant aid entitled Economic and Social Development Program for the provision of Japanese disaster reduction equipment. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Commerce, Sir Louis Straker, speaking at the signing ceremony at his ministry's conference room, expressed thanks to the government of Japan for the grant, which was negotiated in December 2014. He outlined the various pieces of equipment to be procured under the program, which are expected to arrive here in August. Minister Straker said 650 first aid kits have also been purchased to assist with the Safety First program in schools, and noted that additional equipment procured are scheduled to arrive in the state in September. More local news up next.